Coming at you from Scratcher Wolf Studio. It's that time again to rage across the internet. It's your very favorite Werewolf the Apocalypse podcast. I'm your host, Porter. Sitting across from me, the Hamburglar himself, Mr. Daniel Tyson.
Hey, everybody.
And coming in from the far reaches, they call her Drinkenstein. It's our very own M.
Hey, hey.
And you can call him the king, but that might be a whopper. It's Mr. CJ.
Howdy, y'all.
Oh, now I'm hungry.
Me, I'm just trying to stay frosty.
Hey,
how we all doing?
Oh, doing great now.
Doing all right. How?
Pretty good.
See, frosty.
Oh, I got it. Stay frosty, my friend.
I don't know why we were food themed today, but
I mean,
Frosty the Snowman.
it's not.
it's very hot out.
That's the first thing that came into my mind.
Which I mean, great because it's hot out, and I wish it was a snowman.
You want to melt and die?
No, I don't want to melt and die. I just would rather be really cold than really hot.
But you wouldn't be really cold because it's really hot outside, so
You're
you would
right.
melt and die. What the fuck are you talking about?
I wish it was cold enough to be a
It was like the
snowman.
entire plot of one of the Frosty movies. Is not to let them melt and die.
One
There's
of?
more than one?
There's
This
more
is
than one.
true.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
what are the plots of the other ones?
Pretty much the
Some
same
dude
thing.
trying to steal the hat back.
What?
Yeah, because if he steals the hat back, he's not alive anymore.
Is it stealing
But-
it back if it belonged to him?
Right, but like, so if he's not
Who's
alive,
him?
if he doesn't have the hat, how does he steal it back if he's not alive?
No, a third party, the
No,
original owner.
it's- Yeah, the original owner, who was a
Oh.
hack stage magician, who found out that his hat is actually magic because it brought the snowman.
And so he wants it back.
But
So the rightful owner went to reclaim his property,
Yeah.
and he's somehow the villain for it because this
Well,
asshole
yeah.
snowman stole his hat and is walking around with like legs and thumbs and shit.
I think he threw the hat away.
That's how I'm describing
Yeah,
Frosty
he
the
did
Snow.
throw it away. He didn't want
Yeah.
it anymore.
I reject. I reject.
I'm having fun with this.
There's not another Frosty movie.
There is.
You're-
though.
No,
You
no.
can be in denial all you want,
I'm
but it
rejecting.
doesn't change the facts of this world.
I'm rejecting your hypothesis. You're both wrong. There's no way there was one Frosty movie. That was it. There was one.
I'm on board with this, frankly. I'm on your guys' side.
Yeah, you're
You're just saying that because you just want to be against me right now.
No, I don't. I can do that anytime.
yeah, your
touche.
paper hasn't passed the peer review. Sorry.
I am all about Flim Flam the Magician.
Flim-
Shut up. That's his name now.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was exist, which
how-
it doesn't.
You know what?
What?
I hope that not only it exists, but like Vin Diesel does the voice of someone.
Because it's a short cat.
So,
This hurts about family.
guess what, Danny?
Oh, what, CJ? Tell me.
I just Googled it. And they come from a series called Legend of Frosty the Snowman. First one is just simply Frosty Snowman. The second one is Frosty Returns.
And it's Professor Hinkle.
Flim Flam.
Flim Flam is his first name.
Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah, Professor Hinkle is the magician in Frosty the Snowman, apparently.
I don't think I want to see his credentials personally. It's part of that Frosty Deep lore. You need the Rankin and Bass extended universe.
I don't know. No, I reject all of this.
That's like what was the name of?
He's apparently very bad at his job.
We must be.
I mean, yes.
What was the name of the elf in Rudolph that wanted to be a dentist? Little pervert.
Oh, Jesus Christ. His name's not Jesus Christ. I want to say, son of a
Ernie?
bitch. Ernie? Ernie?
Hermie.
Hermes?
Hermes? Like perm?
Herpes?
Whoa. Whoa. That's a different show.
Okay, Herpes the elf wanted to be a dentist.
That's a different show. It's got to be.
You know where he got herpes.
Well,
You know what's fun is
Oh,
this
boy.
is going to air in July, so happy birthday, America. Also, Christmas in July. It's now on theme. So perfect.
oh boy.
Don't some people like celebrate a weird like half Christmas? When is that?
It was in July. It's Christmas in July. I don't know a name beyond that, but it's one of the sales.
I
Oh,
remember
June
I found out
25th.
about. Okay. I remember I was working one of those days. I come into work and almost immediately turn back around because the radio is playing Christmas music.
Refuse.
So to us, that's only a couple days away. It might happen again. Just so you know.
So I just looked it up.
We'll see.
It is Hermie. Like Hermes
That's
without
what I was
the
trying to
S.
tell you.
Hermie.
M did have it.
M had it. Good job, M. You got it.
I like
One of my
the
favorite Christmas movies.
directions we
Be the
went.
pervert.
So apparently we started This Week in Bullshit early. It's fine. I actually have something I want to get off my chest.
Okay.
And M, this has to do with you.
Are you professing your love for me? Is that what this is?
Wow, that was easy, Porter.
Fucking-
The weight's off, man. It
Sweet.
doesn't hurt so much anymore, huh?
Sweet.
What hurts the most?
Look, the ring is in the mail. I don't know what it's going to look like when it gets there, but
Over his head.
it was a very impressive diamond when I sent it. If for some reason it's a junky plastic thing, when it gets there, you need to talk to the post office and nothing else.
All right.
It was a ring pop, but the sucker part is gone.
No, it's just an envelope full of ants. No, for real. I got something. M, by the way, just recorded her first postmortem with us.
Yeah, congratulations, M.
And, she has kind of joined the cast on a regular basis, not just not just the Let's Play, but she's, we're glad to have her here.
Absolutely.
But you have been doing this thing lately, or I guess maybe at all, where you are putting bullet points or whatever before we start a show,
Yes.
and I appreciate the hell out of it. We did shit like that in the early days.
Yes.
And you kind of rest on your laurels sometimes, so we stopped doing that shit.
Yeah.
And then here you come in with this fucking, no, we got stuff to say. Good on you. Thank you.
I
'Cause
like organization.
I like that it's going on. We stopped doing it because it's, it's one of those things.
Yeah, well,
And so thank you for bringing that back to our world. So you thought it was bad.
We need to have a
Yeah.
conversation.
Well,
You're doing a wonderful job, and it's a big help. Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
anytime.
That's the thing I had.
That's what he had.
Yeah.
I was telling him before the show, fucking before you guys got on, Danny knew about this
It's
the whole
very
time.
nice.
Well, we appreciate it. So thank you.
Yeah. M is an excellent addition to the show. M, we are super happy you're here and for you to be a larger part of the show and really just like another cast member.
Well, she is another cast member.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't fucking know. We're happy to have M here.
Well, at least we didn't make it weird.
Yeah. No, not we. Just
Yeah.
Dan. Just Danny.
Yep.
Yeah, good job not making it weird.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Anyway, let us know when that envelope full of ants, diamond ring, gets there.
I'll be on the lookout. Don't worry.
It could have been really weird. Instead, it was for both of us.
I gotta go.
You live here.
I know. So bad it is.
Oh, damn. So, yes, this week in bullshit. That's what Porter had. What did you guys have?
For me, it's a small little collection of some recent little events in gaming that I forgot how much of a big deal this was gaming news wise, but Elden Ring got its DLC recently.
Yes, I heard about that. Or I heard that it happened.
And yeah, and one of the ways I found out about that happening, like its release date, was I was going through YouTube and one of my buddies who's big into Final Fantasy showed me the like trailer for their newest 14 DLC, their MMO.
Mm-hmm.
And they did like a little press conference with it in the reveal for the trailer. And one of the fucking, not sure what this guy's relationship is with like the game, but I think he's just one of the reps or one of the spokespeople for it. He like got up on stage and said, "We were going to release it this day. We're going to give everybody a week for Elden Ring." They pushed the release date back and fucking made that little comment, and it's been really fucking interesting to see just the entire fucking video game industry almost bending over backwards to be like, yeah, no, we're not competing with From Software.
You know what, though?
This DLC for this game that has become a fucking monolith.
No, that's smart, though.
It is.
You know, I mean, and let's look back to in the heyday of the MCU, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Endgame's coming out.
And no one wanted to release a movie anywhere close to them because they knew.
Like, it was the biggest event in cinematic history. I don't care how you feel about those movies. It's true.
Yes.
You know, they built this entire universe.
Like, everyone went to go see him.
Right?
Absolutely.
And then they have the cliffhanger. Here's the final part. The final fucking... Oh, yeah. No one wanted to release a movie within a month of that shit. Because they'd be doomed, and they knew it.
Mm-hmm.
Just admit it. It's okay. Yeah. Fucking Endgame will spank us. Elden Ring will win. Fucking give them a week and we'll do it later. You can play both games. It's fine.
I'm surprised it was only a week.
And I will...
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say one of my fun little bits about it that I found recently is I went to check the reviews for it on Steam, and it's currently sitting at mixed because a lot of people are complaining that the DLC is too hard.
Damn.
I don't know how to
Play
feel.
a lot of
The
Elden
boss you
Ring.
have to kill to get... I play a lot of From Software games in general, but yeah. And like the boss you have to beat to get to the DLC area is the second hardest boss in the game. I think like maybe... only 14% of players actually beat at the time.
Right.
He is optional.
So you can't even get to the DLC until you've done the optional hardest boss.
Second hardest.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm of two minds of that. Because on one hand, you hear a lot from like the games journalists, and we use that with quotes around it, right? Because a lot of these people are idiots.
Yeah.
You know, talking about how games are too hard. There was that infamous footage a few years back about Cuphead where the journalist couldn't get through the tutorial. It's like you couldn't handle a double
Figure
jump.
out an air
What?
dodge.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Kotaku or IGN or it doesn't matter where. It doesn't matter where.
It was Kotaku. They spent like 15 minutes in the tutorial because they couldn't figure out the air dodge after double jump.
Yep. So it was the area where they were demanding that it was too hard and how dare, and everyone's like, well, maybe you should know how to play a video game if you're going to cover video games.
Yep.
That's
Well,
really embarrassing.
that's
But, you know, there's that it's too hard.
Yeah.
People with Elden Ring were like, oh, it's too hard. It's a From Software game. That's what they do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe you're not allowed to go, it's too hard, and a Eddie From Software game. But are the From Software fans saying it's too hard? Because, you know what I mean? Like, if a hardcore From Software player is going, this is too much, then I want to hear that. If I'm going, it's too hard, we shouldn't listen to me. I played half of Bloodborne. I enjoyed it, but other things happened and I moved on with my life. I am not the fucking hardcore Souls, gamer. If CJ goes, this is too much, listen to CJ. Don't listen to Porter on this.
I think that's fair.
I haven't got to play it yet. I'm fucking waiting, but yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like like you said, you've
It
played a lot
looks
of
like
From
it's going to
Software.
be real fucking hard.
You know your Soulsborne shit.
Nope.
I'm a novice.
Right. Now, he did say 14% of the player base even got to that second hardest boss.
That's hardcore.
But how many players
It is optional, but yeah.
Yeah. And how many players is 14%?
Oh,
You know, because if this game
really
is that...
fucking big because remember, it came out during COVID too.
Ooh,
Nobody else had time to do anything else.
that's a solid point.
That's true. I feel like that also kind of skews the numbers too, though, because you have the more casual people who had nothing better to do, and they're like, "Well, this had a lot of hype. I'll try this thing."
Right, and that's
you
kinda
play
my
once,
point.
you're part of that statistic.
Yeah,
That's my point there, yeah.
true.
I've never
I will
played
say,
it. I've seen
but
enough of
another
it.
little yeah. But I will say a wholesome part of this is that second hardest boss of the game. There was like entire fucking guilds that popped up of people putting their like summon signs to do co-op to help people beat them.
That's nice.
That's good.
Like it became a small fucking movement.
I like that. That community is a big deal. What are you counting there?
Souls.
He's physically counting. I was like, all right, I don't know what he's counting though.
Well, it takes a while because I can only do 10 at a time.
Ah,
Oh, take your socks off and use your toes.
I have not worn
Then you can
socks
get
in
to 20.
years. Who do you think you're talking to?
I don't know. I don't look at your feet.
That's a lie, and we both know it.
I mean that ring's coming soon. You might want to get used to it.
I don't want to look at your feet.
I believe we have a soundbite involving you and feet. in
Yeah,
this.
yeah, and I won't hit the button, but if you force me to,
Yeah, force
it'll
our hand,
happen.
goddammit.
Well, it's a joke.
Now it's a joke.
Now, yeah, well, if they heard the soundbite, they might not believe that. Oh shit! You were counting something there.
Yeah.
All right,
Don't worry about it.
okay, I'll stop.
Good. You had something too.
I little something. There's something. We're going to talk about food for a second here, in specifically a food that I enjoy more than almost any other food in the world.
Capers.
No,
Call back everybody.
but you could put capers on this if you really felt inclined.
Beef stroganoff.
Herring.
I love me some pizza.
That's a bold statement.
You know what's better than pizza?
You are really going on a limb with this one.
Not much is better than pizza.
Cheese sticks.
I mean, you know what's? You can put cheese sticks on a pizza.
It's actually my favorite type of salad.
Pizza salad?
No, the cheese sticks.
Cheese.
Mozzarella sticks.
See, I've made my own pizza, which we can even say.
Oh, are we talking about your bootleg pizza now?
Well, not mine specifically, but just bootleg in general. It technically is still pizza, but it's still bootleg pizza.
If you have to say technically, is it still pizza?
I mean, I made it myself, and I can do a decent job. I even used cheese sticks, and I put it in the crust, and you roll that, and then you make cheese stuffed crust pizza, and that was awesome. Fight me on it, I dare you. Please don't fight me on it, because I promise it was delicious. But you can have any kind of pizza you want. And I will have pizza 4 or 5 times a week. I don't care, because it could be different kinds of pizza, and it will still taste fucking delicious.
I think pizza's going to expect a ring in the mail.
So, how does pizza make you feel, Danny?
Pizza makes me feel so good.
If only there was some sort of wheel we could consult. That's two.
I have come up with some kind of invention for pizza that you for like a flavored crust. It's like a ring itself, you know, and it sits over the top of your pizza, and then you pour your flavor, whatever, and seasoning and stuff on that, and that flavors the crust for you. And yeah, I love me some pizza. People,
I
especially in our
had
Discord.
some pizza last night.
I had some pizza last night, and the night before, and today. All 3 different kinds.
There you have it,
I
everybody.
had a cheese pizza last night.
Oh. So veggie.
Has cheese.
I
Yeah, I was
thought
gonna say
you
all
said
pizzas.
all pizza was good. Why'd you
It
just
is.
say ew,
I lied.
Danny?
Because you didn't have like many other good things on it, or any other good things on it except cheese.
This guy, huh?
I know, right? He's contradicting himself.
No. I just love pizza. There isn't very many bad pizzas. There's just better pizza somewhere else. Little Caesars.
My favorite is the margarita pizza.
Those are good.
It's true.
Oh, like Little Caesars is not great pizza.
Little Caesars is good for the price.
For this price, it's decent pizza.
Oh yeah.
Got it all the time in college.
It used to be way better.
Sure.
But they've...
But Mike Ilitch used to be alive, so the world was a better place.
Good point. I was gonna say, but ever since they've done the $5 hot and readies, they've gone downhill. They're not the same anymore.
You get what you pay for, to be honest.
Yeah, and even now they're not even $5 hot and readies anymore. Now they're more expensive.
No, the hot and ready, the original hot and ready, the $5 was genius.
Mm-hmm.
That got me through. That was some days, man. But speaking of pizza, not really.
Pizza.
Not really.
Well, I guess a little known fact is when creating the makeup for Freddy Krueger, they used pizza.
I don't know whether or not to believe you right now.
No, it's a pretty widely known fact. And I know I forget the name of the makeup artist, which is ridiculous. I want to say Rick Baker, but I don't think Rick Baker did not do Nightmare on Elm Street. Anyway, was fucking around with the cheese and a pizza to come up with the consistency and kind of patterns of the Freddy makeup. But that's not the point of this. It's just a good segue.
Then well done.
You know, we talk about Christmas in July. And so I feel like, why couldn't we have Halloween in May?
Sure.
But now we missed that, and
Fair.
that makes me sad.
Yes.
So, to bring some of that Halloween spirit to today, you know, and to cap off, I think, This Week in Bullshit, I want to talk about Freddy Krueger.
Okay.
And, you know, Nightmare on Elm Street is one of those classic horror franchises.
Yes.
But unlike, say, Halloween, or, you know, where anyone can be behind the mask of Michael Myers, or Jason Voorhees, to where ideally you want Kane Hodder, but many people have played that as well.
Right. And the mask is what makes it.
Well,
So anyone...
ideally you want Kane Hodder, but Kane Hodder's getting up there, and but, you know, other people have played that role. In fact, my personal favorite Jason's Ted White, but that's not the conversation either. Robert Englund is Freddy Krueger.
Agreed.
And there's no way around that. We could see there was that terrible fucking remake. And, I mean, it was a disaster. But on every level, too. On every level. But so I wonder about the future of these franchises. And so what do you do about Robert Englund? What do you do with Freddy Krueger?
Yeah, it's... You let it die with him.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Is if we just no longer have a Nightmare on Elm Street? I don't think... First of all, I don't think that's going to happen.
What if you find a lookalike?
Well, see, I think you could do the makeup, right, to make him look like...
Yeah.
You know, that can be done. But I think...
They've got to have the energy.
Yes. And this is where I think we kind of take, like you said, not a lookalike, but I want an understudy. I think what we do is we have Robert Englund teach the next Freddy how to be Freddy. How to stand, how to move. It's the little things. You know, you watch that franchise and you see he drops his shoulder.
I remember you telling me about the drop on the shoulder.
You know, to compensate for the weight of the glove. I mean, he overcompensates, but it's part of the shtick.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that made the character though.
You know, and then you watch what Jackie Lee Early in the remake not give a shit about any of that. Of course, he hated the franchise. There were reports, I think it came from Letter Media, that they knew someone who was on set. And like Jackie's like, I watched that movie last night. What a piece of shit the fucking first one is.
Wow.
It's like, oh, okay, that's who you want. That's who you want in this movie.
Like, I get going for a paycheck, but like if...
Yeah.
Man, like, why put so much disrespect towards something of that much history in this country? Or this world, even.
And I like the guy as an actor. He was great as Rorschach. I loved him in Preacher. But He really just did Rorschach again. This Freddy
He's
Krueger.
not Freddy.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Yeah, he was not Freddy.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Anyway, that's what I got this week of bullshit. That was this week of bullshit, everybody.
Yeah, look at that. I love this segment.
Woo.
This is fun.
I like that it's the shit we do anyway. We just now put a hat on
Yeah.
it. And I have not checked, but I don't think any of the first one hasn't aired yet. Did we get that timestamp for the YouTube? It's like, oh, it's over. Click here.
I didn't put the timestamp on it. I didn't know how to do it, and I forgot to ask M because M happily agreed to help with it, and I forgot to ask. So, M, I'm officially asking you now. You can help with that
I'll
again?
send you a video later.
I appreciate it.
A
Thank you.
tutorial.
Bully.
Perfect. Now,
It's a quality of life thing for our people.
yeah,
And I think our listeners deserve it.
agreed.
I mean, I think they should listen to it and enjoy the whole show anyway.
I also
But
agree. Yes.
we get it.
But if they're like re-listening, sometimes when I re-listen to episodes because I want to hear something again, or I forgot something, or I need clarification.
Sure.
And I'm like having to guess where it was at.
No, 100%.
Which, luckily for us, This Week in Bullshit's the first few 20 25 minutes ish.
A little long today, but that's fine. That's what she said. But since we went like directly into it, hey, welcome a half hour in to Rage Across the Internet. It's your very favorite War of the Apocalypse podcast. We talk about various aspects of the game, storyteller and player's perspective. I mean, you know all of this because you've been here before. And if not,
Yes.
fucking welcome here in the first half hour. That's a thing we do.
Yeah.
Today we are doing one of our more popular
Yeah.
episode of one of our more popular series, the Tale of Two Wolves.
It's
Wolves.
Wolves.
Wolves, like that movie.
I'll do that for the title.
Wolves.
I'll do the title.
Okay.
Oh, shit, that's funny.
Fucking movie.
Oh, God. It looks like it's going to be a good movie, but I can't respect it at all because they don't know how to fucking spell.
Right? They called it Wolves. You know what the bitch is? That's a part of the etiquette episode.
Yeah, I know. Which is,
Maybe no one's going to know what we're talking about.
yeah, maybe. We'll see, I guess. That's going to be fun to fucking do on the edit. All right. So, yes.
No, yeah, the Tale of Two Wolves series, which, if you're unfamiliar with, started way back in season 1.
Mm-hmm. A long time ago.
Right, with the idea of it. It's become fan submitted
From everyone in our Discord.
Yep, ever since the first part.
Yep.
I believe. Maybe the second, whatever.
Since
But the idea,
then.
is our listeners have sent in. We got a special room for it in our Discord, which you can find through our website, RageAcrossTheInternet.
.com.
.com.
But these are submitted by listeners, and what it is it's we are given a story prompt, and then originally I would go in and go, what am I going to do with this? How would I make this a thing?
Yeah.
But we have since, of course, expanded. Is I'll give a version, CJ gives a version, and M's here, so you can chime in with this as well. Danny tends to MC these, so he's going to go directly from the line on the Discord. I have not seen these because that's kind of cheating.
Right.
The idea is to get them an on-the-fly, what are you going to do about it response. And
Yeah.
I don't know, without further ado, because I know it's been since September since we looked at these.
Yeah, we've had a lot of these for a while, and there might be a part 2. We'll see what
I
happens.
think there probably will
There'll
be.
probably be a part 2 of this
Not
one.
next. We'll put some space between those.
Oh, I'm sure,
but-
yeah. So we have, starting off, we're going to go right from the beginning. This one is from You Can Call Me Ginger.
Gengar!
A pack returns...
Yay.
A pack returns to their sept after a long quest, hungry for food and for the companionship of their beloved ones they left behind. Upon their return, one of them feels something is not quite right, but the others, for whatever reasons, brush them off. When they all awaken, their packmate is gone. So do we want to go in alphabetical order? Do we want to... Porter first, CJ first?
You get to MC it, dude. You're
Alright.
the governor today.
All right. Hey, CJ, you go first, and then M, and then Porter.
Okay. Well, for me, the first thing that comes to mind for this specifically is I'm gonna play with a little concept from the Wild West and a bit of the Broken Lands, a more localized thing. It's kind of a case of like their packmate almost fell out of reality into the Umbra. maybe into a small pocket realm generated by this Broken Land area, where, once again, everything doesn't feel quite right. Everything's just slightly different. It's enough things that it's almost like the episode of Batman where he's in the dream, thinks the Mad Hatter, and he's not Batman. He is Bruce Wayne, and there's a bunch of stuff that's just not right, but it should be. And he feels like he's going fucking crazy until he finally starts figuring out the little clues. And I could see this being that case of either the packmate is the one that actually fell, or the packmate is the only one that realized they're in a pocket realm, and by realizing it, has been ejected from the pocket realm back into reality.
I just want to point out that I'm pretty sure
Now the pack has to start picking up on these clues.
I just want to point out that I think that episode's actually called I Am the Night. Just saying.
Just remember seeing clips of it recently, and it popped into mind. But yeah, no. And I would run it more of it being that Broken Lands where it is you have to start realizing stuff so often. You've got to start putting those pieces together. The character needs to figure out this isn't the real world, and maybe if they step sideways, they end up in the actual realm where they're supposed to be, where they're forcibly ejected from this little demi-realm. It works in the Wild West, but you could probably get away with it with some changeling shenanigans as well if you wanted, if not just wild shenanigans going on to help explain it a little bit.
Like different pocket realms and stuff?
Yeah, to kind of like explain why this pocket realm exists. If we're setting in the Wild West, it's very easy of this is a Broken Lands. The Storm Eater has rolled through at some point, even if it was not as apocalyptic as it's sometimes seen, and it's more of the subtle end of it. Those Broken Lands can be subtle. You do not realize something's off until the absurd is there.
Fair.
It just gives you a fun time to play with what is normal, what isn't in concepts.
All right. Em, what you got?
I'm not super versed in, like, knowledge of the game, but it would be interesting if it would be interesting if it was not exactly home. Like they thought they made it, but that's not actually where they are for some reason or the other. But instead, it's some weird, like wild cult that is that kidnapped the missing packmate, and they then have to go try to find him and save him before a sacrifice happens. I just have cults on my mind.
For me, much like CJ, the Pocket Realm, this is not home, was the first thing that came to mind. So I'm not going to do that because CJ said it first. Mm-hmm. So the second thing that came to mind was kind of close to what I came up with in terms of there's some sort of abduction thing going on. And, you got that wild element. But first thing I'm going to do is it's not going to be a player character. This is an NPC. This is a loved one.
Like kinfolk?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would probably, if at all possible, do a wolf kinfolk. And have it seem like it is tied to some sort of, these nature tag 'em kind of people. You can tag the animal, but it's a misdirect. The reason things feel so off is something is off. These kinfolk, and again, I want them to be wolf kinfolk, but they could expand as things go. You keep this to be a thing, right? They're gone. They come back in like a week. And they seem okay, but there's something wrong. And this is this feeling. Like maybe this has even been going on while the pack has been away. This started before. And what's going on is they are being taken by agents of the Weaver.
Like tested on kind of thing?
Yes. And I'm thinking a new experimental droning process.
That's what I was afraid you were going to say.
I'm going to go with that.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Solid.
Yeah. All right. Next one is also from Ginger. Tired from their travels, a pack finds adequate shelter for the night. It's when they start to slumber that they start to hear voices whisper to them. Some helpful and some confusing. You go next on this one.
All right. They hear voices whispering to them, some helpful, some confusing.
Correct.
There is like their adequate shelter for the night. There's one of the pack members is a silent strider, and there is a kind of a lost soul or ghost nearby, like wanting help, maybe like a body that has yet to been found that was like murdered very brutally by some kind of worm spirit. And there are other things around, probably like maybe some banes trying to deter them from finding this body, because in the grand scheme of things, perhaps the worm has a plan to utilize the decaying body for more power. So it's trying to confuse them and take them off course, while maybe the Strider is getting some information from the actual ghost. Like, hey, please help find me.
It's a spooky ghost.
All right. Porter, hit me.
Yeah. We'll call it a cave, because why not? I like caves. Hidden inside this thing, in this cave or nearby, whatever, is a Bane which has long ago been sealed away by Bane Tenders. In the process of this, there were a handful of Bane Tenders who had to seal themselves alongside, like their spirits are sealed in with this thing. Let's call it an old knife, an old dagger. Long since buried, forgotten about because shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
And what they're hearing is a mixture of the Bane whispering to be free and the spirits of the Bane Tenders in there, also sealed away, whispering to try to keep them from letting this fucking thing out.
Nice.
And from that, you expand a whole chronicle into finding the thing, finding the truth of it. But the whispers only come when you're sleeping, when you're nearby, and you can't make out one from the other.
I like that. Because the first thing, you know what? And before I even say anything, CJ, I'll let you top it off, and then before I give my thoughts.
I had a similar idea with either a spirit or, in this case, a fetish specifically that has been lost, and like the cave angle. In my mind, my first thought is playing with the past lives of Garou. And this is a cave in wherever you want to place it that has become almost unknowingly a resting place for many Garou throughout the years. Like, this is a place that a lot of Garou on travels have managed to find in some way, shape, or form and have rested at before moving on. Maybe battles have happened in the area. Maybe there's a lost cairn in the area. Who knows if you want to take it that way. But in my mind, these whispers are almost flashes of like deja vu. This is a way that you can start like connecting most of the pack together. If this is like a very early game and you want to give them even more of a reason to be like, there's a connection between you guys aside from just your pack totem and that you are a pack. So you could play up with some past lives, remembering each other. Sitting around the campfire, hearing some of these whispers that might be helpful, that like, let's say one of your pack mates is feeling down. Well, some ancestor or somebody in the same area had been going through something else, and there's just like this just small whisper in the back of your head telling you to, just say something, do whatever, but then you hear somebody call your name. You think it's one of your pack mates, but no, it's one of these whispers, and it's just playing spiritual resonance thanks to all these past lives from all these Garou, just taking a moment to stop maybe this is the site of some lost fetish that has helped make this place so safe and secure, and it's why it's been a safe haven for Garu throughout the years. Or it could just be that conjunction of so many lives have touched this one spot that it has its own spiritual resonance. It's not a cairn itself, it's not a sept, but it is enough people have been here and put an impact on it just by existing throughout their pains, their troubles, but ultimately it has become a place of rest. And it's just that fun little deja vu every day.
I like it. I mean, that one's, it screams like, oh, there's, the voices, and then it's almost like an obvious answer. But all three of you gave not obvious ways around it. It was great.
Another option is it once upon a time could have been the site of a dentist office. And this is the ghost of a dentist horny for teeth.
Oh, man.
Oh my. Is there an apple tree right outside the cave?
There's not, but that doesn't work on dentists.
Well, it does.
They're a different kind of doctor.
Yeah.
So they're like immune to
They're
apples.
their own brand of pervert.
Is it pears? Do they need pears?
Pairs of
Lemons,
teeth.
since they're slightly acidic.
My God.
Take that, dentists.
All right.
Horny.
I'm gonna get a dentist, somebody who's actually a dentist, to join the server one day, and that's gonna be hilarious.
We have a member of the Discord.
He's
Who,
a dental assistant.
yes, that's adjacent.
It's adjacent. That's fine.
This is in the building with the freak.
Like an accessory to a crime.
Right? It is. It is. He's the Kato Kalin of.
Oh, boy.
No, not Kato Kalin.
I mean, it just doesn't matter.
Al Cowlings.
Okay, fine.
The Al Cowlings. So he's back to OJ.
Oh, boy. All right. Next. A Strider Thurge makes discovery in the Umbra. Something trapped a couple of Kinfetch. Upon releasing them, they immediately take off. What trapped them there and why? That one is from Criterion. And Porter, you're first this one.
Sweet, that's easy. It is a new type of Bane that is dispatched specifically to, or is there specifically to attract and catch Kinfetches to put a spark of corruption inside them. The purpose twofold. One, to spread said corruption to the cub from Jump Street. And then if they leave the cub and go to a nearby sept, it creates a beacon showing off the location of said cairn.
Damn. That's rough. Oh, shit. Whew.
Sorry.
That's harsh.
I took the easy one, huh?
CJ, you're next.
I'm gonna go with a similar spirit thing as well, but instead of it being, I'm actually gonna lean more into the Weaver here and say that this is the product of some glass blocker tampering, maybe making a fetish, maybe we're making deals with certain spirits to keep any local first changers in the area, keep the Kinfetches quiet. They have ways to detect them already. They have ways to quickly go out and grab the kids. They know there are active black spirals in the area, and this is a way to keep them unaware as they go and grab these first changers as they pop, because they are like on the fucking front lines. And it's one of the ways to like snipe kids out from underneath other septs and potentially keeping them from being grabbed by the black spirals, all while potentially boosting their numbers as they get to teach these kids and put them through their rite of passage and see if Cockroach is willing to, appreciate the work they're putting in to bring more children under his care.
Not bad. M?
Oh, man. Great question.
Yeah, it's not easy going last.
It's really not. Because I had an idea, and now I came up with another one. Now I have to come up with another one.
Right?
Okay, so somebody in the nearby cairn or sept is working for the spirals and has placed this item. They've created some type of item or fetish to trap kinfetches between like the nearby town or city and the sept that they would be going to, so that they could take the information and bring it to the spirals. But when they accidentally released it, they took off in the correct direction. And then the guy that is working for the other side now gets real sketchy after that.
Not bad.
Okay. And playing up more of the figure out who actually set this up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Anyone want to rebuttal any of your other storytellers' ideas, or we go on to the next one?
No. I don't want to be verses.
Oh, okay. You're not rebuttal, but I guess questions. We can just go on to the next one. I mean, it's 3 ideas, so.
All right.
All right. This one's from Ghostpaw.
What?
Yeah, you know what? I think that's why when we said he was dethroned from the junk drawer questions, I think it's because he's got like, I don't know, probably 50 in this room now.
Oh, good. And again, these are from fucking September.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, we're back in September still, so it's been a while.
Oh my God.
All right, this one is: you find a fetish, and likely without checking it, a pack member puts it on. You now have a 10 permanent rage character. In game, this is a very terrible idea, but what do you do? M, you're first.
So before that happens, you ask them, "Are you sure you would like to do this?" And then give them the look.
Well, what if it was an NPC who did it? How about that?
We do have license to alter the narrative a little
Right.
bit.
Okay, an NPC that did it?
Yeah, it was an NPC. The NPC is the one who puts it on. Yeah.
I guess you guys are on a quest now to try to figure out how to lower that rage. See if they can find somebody to teach him the ways of balance and between rage and gnosis, so he doesn't lose himself to the worm. It's a searching for an individual kind of quest at that point in my mind.
All right.
So I am going to edit it just a little bit, and instead of giving them 10 permanent rage, I'd have them note down on their sheet in the insane ancestor flaw for a moment, as the fetish itself was binding a absolutely fucking crazy ancestor spirit into it. Keep him out of the pool. Let's go with like, something Slaughtermane for the most basic name possible. But it's the whole thing of, while you have this fetish on, be it like a crown or a band or whatever, I'd give him like a temporary use of like the ancestors merit for like 4 or 5 dots or whatever. Or keep that as the chance of this ancestor actively possessing them if they roll a certain result or something. And now the pack has to figure out, one, how do we get this off? Because I am going to say it is very much like a cursed item and it will not come off, or the packmate will get hostile if you try to take it off, as well as what triggers the possession specifically to try and work around it, maybe cut a deal with the spirit, figure out a way to suppress it, or ultimately destroy the fetish but release the insane ancestor out into the world, or figure out a way just to take it off and bind it back. Where you can hide it again to keep anybody else from finding it.
All right.
All right, this could go one of 2 ways.
All right, Friday, hit me.
little Len for you. All right. No. First thing is this scenario is very reminiscent of the Stargazer fetish, the veil that goes over one's eyes and forces one into frenzy. So, and whether or not that was the inspiration, you know, I can't ghost paw. I don't know, but I'm gonna tweak a little there and say that it does incite a frenzy, but in that it removes the intelligence of the user. They have now become the mindless beast full time, and it becomes a race against the clock to discover a way. As much like CJ brings up, you know, you're not able to remove it, because if you could just take the thing off, well, what's the point of this, right? It is mystically sealed, no matter what. So it becomes a race against time. Be this player character, you want to do an NPC at that point, because you know, or the player who's missed a couple games.
I can see it that way too.
You know, I mean, you can't go, okay, Tad, glad you're here. Should get us all a drink because you're not playing today. Like, you can't do that. But so, you know, it's either the NPC or the player who has to step away for a couple weeks or whatever. And it's the race against time to find a way to remove this fetish, find out the origins of it, and remove it before his mind is lost forever. And he is just forever a slavering, frenzied beast, alternatively. And this is a little inspired by CJ's route, or kind of along the same lines. Instead of a past life of the characters, though, it would be the fetish itself does contain the spirit of whatever mad thirst created it. I'm going to call him Darius Evil from the Connecticut Evils. Big in Danbury. And this was his chance. He was, you know, he obviously maybe lost to the worm, or maybe just crazy, power mad. His bit of immortality. And as the fetish is on, he slowly begins to possess the character. It's similar to what CJ is going. Maybe you even do occasional checks to see if he takes over the player's body for a while. And again, it's going to be to find a way through Awesome Umbral Journey to remove it without losing your packmate, and to do so before he completely takes over. Darius Evil.
I very much see it that way. That it's a race against time.
His cousin, the Jean-Claude Villain.
I wasn't going to put a hat on it, but fine. I very much see that as even all three of you to be able to combine it like something like that. Yeah, I would see that as a race against time. And maybe that's something they can't win either. It's close to winning, but they can't.
If it's a PC, definitely.
Oh, sure. If it's a player character,
PC,
there has to be a solution. But sometimes
unless they're like
fail.
leaving the game permanently. Yeah. Or sometimes winning isn't actually winning. You know, what if you do pull various evil of this person's buying, but he eats a good chunk of it with it?
Yeah, I can see that too. Like, oh, they actually, you know, win and they get it off him, but it's at the cost of his life.
Or it's too late and Darius wins. It just fakes it at first. He's like, oh, you saved me, friends. Fuck off.
All right. Next one then. This is from Ginger again. The pack is on an urgent mission to help assist a sept that is some days of travel away. On their way, they catch wind of a traveling circus that is advertising a new and wondrous main act, the infamous Wolf Boy. The pack in question is on a mission to investigate rumors of a lost cub in the area, and when they track it down, they do not find that the cub is alone. And, because you kind of went out of order, I want to put it back in order here, and Porter, you're first.
Okay. Circus is a misdirect. That's just an orphan that they put they glued some fur on. That's whatever. The bit about the lost cub, he got picked up by the other side. And, okay. No, he got picked up by the other side and has already been converted. But here's the thing. He had a long and rich history of past lives, one of which used to be the warder at that sept that's in trouble. So when Johnny First Change, now named Montgomery the Dark, fucking
Such a jerk. I love it though.
is turned, right, he instantly pulls that knowledge up from his ancestor and says, this is where the sept is and this is what these defenses are. That's why there's trouble. And now you're just wasting time with the circus while their fucking defensive force gets slaughtered.
Nice. CJ, you're next.
I'm going to pull in some changeling bullshittery. And yes, the circus is a misdirect. We're going to say it's time sink. You know, the cubs have gone missing, yes. Or this cub has gone missing. The pack is out finding it. The sept is in trouble. You end up going to the circus. They do find the wolf boy. He is a missing cub. But by the time they finally get out of the circus, after all the weird distractions, after everything, where nobody seems to really notice that they're different, notice that they're guarded. Like, kid was in fucking Krynos in the ring, in the center ring of the circus, and nobody was affected by the delirium. Entire thing is just a changeling feeding off people's enjoyment, keeping them trapped here, perpetually living this loop of, you know, attending the circus, unable to leave, because as soon as they leave, they just come right back. The pack either has to take out the ringleader, or, you know, spend enough time to be too much of a hassle and get kicked out of the circus, only to find their sept is fucking gone. Or a few survivors are still left after a major assault and are getting ready to try and try to do a revenge quest against these guys, even though they know it's probably going to be suicidal. But an entire pack shows up at their door that they really could have fucking used.
All right. Porter got a little excited on that one. You should see his eyes lit up.
It's M's turn. I got an alternate take, but it's M's turn.
Go ahead, Em.
In a similar vein to what CJ just said, the wolf boy in the circus is not actually the lost cub. But the circus is run by Cult of Ecstasy mages. And they are utilizing the circus and everybody's like enjoyment of the circus and participation in the circus to fuel like some really large like magic of some kind. Porter hates me right now and I love it.
It's not at all.
No, he's actually smiling.
So the wolf boy is just like one of their illusionist tricks. The lost cub, though, is in that audience, completely engrossed in their ritual, because the Cult of Ecstasy does like some rituals in large groups, and so he is like locked in. And because of his connection to the spirit world, a lot of like that spirit is being like it's like he's a large harness of the power of the spell that they are about to cast, because he does have such a close connection to the spirit world. So he would be like almost invisible to see like in the like world, but if like they were to go into the Umbra, it would be like super messed up, kind of hard to see. There'd be, but you'd be able to pinpoint where he was, but not like which crowd member he was. Just because so much of his spiritual essence would be utilized for this spell.
Oh, nice.
For lack of a better word.
I mean, I'm not a fan of Changeling, but that's fantastic.
These are both good.
Mage, not changeling.
Well,
CJ was
either one.
No, both were covered, but by different people.
They're both good, yes.
But those were nice out of the box, and it inspired So I have a second take
Okay.
because I'm allowed to. It's my show.
Yeah, well, I'm not stopping you.
The cub is not a misdirect. However, it's bait.
I was going to ask.
While this is happening, people have,
fair.
of course, been looking for him, representatives of that sept, by the way, allowing to a capture, an interrogation to know about the layout of said sept for attacks. But from who, you say? Because that's probably important. Surely the ringmaster or the fucking lion tamer isn't like the mastermind. It is if he's a Bastet. If the circus, the lions and tigers and bears are cover for a ragtag group of Farah who have joined together to fuck off the Garu Nation.
Wow, I did not see that coming.
Right? Because it came out of me.
Yeah.
War of Rage Part 3.
I don't even, maybe. Yeah. Like, no. They'll fuck us up.
No one's going to expect them to work together in the first place.
Exactly.
No one's going to expect them at all. Because who in their right mind thinks about Bastet? People shitting in boxes and nothing more. But you have all these animals in the fucking circus. So they're hiding out in the circus, making this happen, using this cub as bait to get, and they'll even, that's the signs are there on purpose. The wolf boy will get Garu here investigating, fuck them up, get informations on their sept, and attack.
Wow, that's good. And maybe we save that for later.
I call it send in the clowns. It was that or lions and tigers and fuck off, but I feel that's too on the nose.
That's too on the nose. That's good. No, because again, how many times have we said it? The War of Rage is ridiculous because the Garu are all big meanies and they kill us all because none of us can actually do anything unless we work together. Look, there's your reason. They actually realize that they need to work together if they want to fuck off the wolves. So they work together. Wow, nice one.
Just bent on revenge. For shit that didn't happen in their lifetime. But that's not the point.
I've just been fed these stories.
Exactly. No, I mean, that's how it works.
That's good. Nicely. I'm going to save that one. That's good.
It's that generational trauma.
Yep. Yeah, so thank you two, because you guys altered the shape of the box. Let me look at it differently.
The box.
It's like, oh, fuck, no. It's not even poop in the box. It was just...
I know if Grant was here, he'd bring up the Midnight Circus.
yeah.
Well,
that might have been why that question was posed in the hopes that Grant would be here for this.
I'm sure it was because she had in little parentheses, bringing back, or it was something about the
a
Midnight
callback
Circus.
to the Midnight.
Oh, we'll see. There you go. Then.
Yeah, there was the little thing in there's callback to the Midnight Circus. Yeah.
See, I don't see these. I'm the only one here not able to look at the room.
Okay.
It's cheating if I can.
No, it's fine. It was a good answer, though. Going back to Ghost Paw. I told you, he's probably got 50 in here.
We love you, Ghostpaw. Expect a ring in the mail.
He started to number them at this point. Pretty good.
Yep.
Might be full of ants.
Two kinfolk are in argument. One thinks that the other is stealing his equipment and breaking it. The sept leader tags the pack to handle it. And first would be CJ.
I mean, like, my first gut instinct is just simply why. This is kinfolk issue, but I could see it being like maybe fucking one of the elders, like kids, is the one involved in this. He's the one being like accused of breaking all this, stealing all this equipment, and the sept's equivalent of fucking Bookman is the one being stolen from. So it's a serious issue just because of the relations to the people involved and how closely linked to the sept are. And for the most part, in my mind, I would have it be the elder's kid is just being a little shit. Like, sometimes it doesn't need to be super complicated. Sometimes it doesn't need to be a conspiracy. This kid just has an issue with personal possessions, and because his As his grandfather is the leader of this entire sept, he believes that he's entitled to whatever the fuck he wants. Maybe later on you can have this NPC being a reoccurring character, of course, always cause these little bits of trouble. And when his first change is supposed to come up, it never happens. And now you have this bitter little kinfolk everybody's been against because, he's been in the wrong, but he doesn't see himself as being in the wrong thanks to his relations. Yeah, for the most part, and keep it simple like that with this one.
All right. M.
All right, I'm going to make it a conspiracy. So, the kinfolk accused of breaking the items is actually breaking the items. Not because he's a little shit, but because he's not a kinfolk of that sept. He's a kinfolk of a rival sept and or a hive, if he has like some kind of weird special fetish to be able to keep him hidden. I don't know if that exists. And he's doing it in order to make the sept itself suffer in whatever thing that they are needing those tools for, be it food or making weapons or what have you.
Not bad.
I like that.
I like a good conspiracy.
Mm-hmm. I'm a fan. What do you got, Porter?
This is, like so many things are, over a woman. Davy, who was the one being accused, keeps smashing up Crockett's stuff. Because Crockett is very inventive and talented, and he's helping the sept, and Davy's jealous of Crockett. Simple as that, right?
I think.
Davy wants the girl. And the girl's like, oh, it's an impressive black spiral finder you invented. So Davy pees on it and smashes it. It makes all the sense there is. Of course, Davy has to be punished for this.
Mm-hmm.
Enter the pack. To rough him up, to break his legs, whatever is the decision, right? Davy gets mad. Crockett gets the girl. Davy gets punished. For just trying to level the playing field. He just wants to be happy. How dare you try to ruin his happiness and break his legs? You stupid bullies. You know what I'm going to do?
Become a skinwalker?
Well, it would be a skin dancer. And that is a
skin dancer?
long fucking process.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what that process starts with? Getting some backup to take out some Garu. Especially the ones that broke your legs or beat you up or bullied you or whatever we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll betcha if I looked hard enough in certain parts of the city, I could find some bad-eared motherfuckers who might be interested in helping me in exchange for secrets about the sept. Fucking Crockett.
I mean...
Davey.
I like it.
Thank you. Davy and Crockett, I'm not sorry.
Statistically, that had to have to happen sometime. Or is about to happen. Statistically.
I mean, a couple of guys fighting over a girl.
Exactly.
It's never happened before.
Like,
Definitely.
Never.
That is the first time anyone's ever even suggested that idea.
Okay. Back to Ginger again. The pack encounters an old woman who insists she needs to read someone's tarot as their life depends on it. M, you are first for this one.
All right. So the old woman that they meet is somebody that a nearby group of kinfolk don't trust. These kinfolk live by themselves. They don't have like any Garu around. Some occasionally do check up on them, and the pack is out here as like having been requested to go check up on that group of kinfolk, see if they need anything. And the kinfolk are like, hey, there's been this woman in the woods. She comes in every so often. She takes some of our supplies. We don't really trust her. We don't know what's going on. She gives us the heebie-jeebies. So, of course, the pack goes to go investigate. And now, as the pack approaches, it's like a kind of a Hansel and Gretel kind of situation, it seems like. You know, they're smelling weird smells. It's a really nice looking cottage. What in the world is this woman doing living out here? They go in and they talk to her, and, you know, she insists on reading their tarot. Oh, come on, come on. You're going to die if you don't let me do this. If they give in or whatever, it becomes evident that it's not just a crazy woman trying to read their tarot. It's in fact a changeling. And by reading their tarot, the pack is then sent into the dreaming.
Okay.
Don't know why, but there we are.
She doesn't, this isn't a normal thing for her. She doesn't know why she needs to read the tarot, right? But upon convincing said player, the reading is fucking catastrophic. Like, not just like, oh, your wife's gonna leave you and you got AIDS. But like every card is, what is it, like the 10 of swords or whatever, or the 12 of swords. Just every card. Like, unnaturally, you know,
Okay.
this is not supposed to happen. Yeah, there's something in her that has been awakened, or maybe she's a mage and didn't know it. Something to that effect. I think that's less important. But this reading is unnatural and a portent. It's prophetic. It's a portent. There's something possibly even apocalyptic in scale surrounding this particular character. And so now your arc becomes getting the full understanding of what this reading is, of what it means in a larger implication, and putting a stop to it. And perhaps even speaking to a planetary incarna. Perhaps the cards also point to that in an unnatural fashion. It's been a long time since I've done anything with tarot cards. So I will say, you know, like every card suddenly is the Ace of Spades. And then there's like 4 King of Diamonds. To use, you know, regular cards as a replacement.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. And that's kind of crazy to think about. Yeah, because if like every single one of them, like something bad is, you know, it's implicating something bad about to happen.
Right, but it's the same card. Over and over again. And then like the 3 or 4 that point with this point would point to maybe that incarna or that spirit in question. You know, it's like, oh, let's see, the card is the Fool, and it's your Pax Ragabash. So directly, okay, the Fool, haha, that's me. Next is death, then death, then death, then death, then death, then death, then the Hierophant, the Hierophant, the Hierophant, and then death. There's only one of those in a deck, sir. Something like that.
No, that's good. I like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
CJ.
So, setting this up, the pack is getting ready to go out on a big mission, be it to make contact with another sept or to go and claim some territory for their sept. They're getting ready, they're stopping by, they're saying bye to some of the people they know. One of the older kinfolk in the sept, who's like their equivalent of Roy, has suddenly recently been getting into tarot and has always had this little fascination. They're insisting they need to do a tarot reading for him. It'll be good luck. It'll help them. Maybe, the spirits will guide them. And as they're going through the reading, it's less of like will happen in their near future, and it's a story that's being unveiled. Sort of like the hero's journey through the major arcanum, but instead it's a story pointing to a dormant cairn of prophecy. That spirit has reached out and at least touched this kinfolk a little bit, wanting to be found. And it just so happens this pack is going to be in the general area of this cairn, and this is his attempt to be found by Gaians. it could be a fucking major thing that has been dormant and missing for years, and you've known about it because it's just been lost to time. But it's a powerful enough place that it wants to be found. And now you can deal with the potential issues of what if they're not the only ones getting these card readings?
The implications there. I love it. All right. Operator says Agaru and kinfolk end up having a Metis child. How? And how does the Philodox handle it? And first would be Porter.
Well, the Garu and kinfolk didn't have a Metis child. A Garu and a Lost Cub had a Metis child. So, how it's handled, obviously, I mean, there's going to be a bit of a kerfuffle.
Mm-hmm.
Little bit of a what the fuck. But ultimately, I don't think anyone gets punished because no one knew, right? I think what happens there is I mean, this is the inciting event. The story now is, why didn't this person, who was clearly close to the nation and part of the nation, part of the Sept, how come this person never breached true? And, it's been a while. I would like to do maybe a DNA story on that. That is a child. The character obviously had behavioral issues, because that's what happens when you have a fucking, yeah. And maybe the school shrink, for example, was aware of GLS, maybe had a brother who was a scientist working for DNA. What I'm getting at here is maybe we run into a situation where they were experimenting with GLS vaccines in elementary schools.
Or like the usual shot package that you gotta get.
Right? Only we're experimenting. Yeah, we just sneak a little maybe GLS vaccine in there. And that's why that happened. And we opened the door to that, and now we have to... It's DNA, everybody!
That's good. That's a good one.
It's the antagonist that totally means well, and it's not worm corrupted. They're just fucking meddlesome humans trying to do good that they think.
Dang, nice.
Yeah.
CJ, you're second on that one.
First things that are coming to mind is, it's not a Metis child.
Just ugly.
Actually, kind of. Are
No,
twisted
keep going.
and
I like it. I like it.
deformed. They're twisted and deformed. The father is nowhere to be seen. Father, who was a kinfolk, was a fucking plant. I am Black Spiral Dancer or whatever to seduce this werewolf or whatever, to just get this one night stand, to just absolutely load them up on this worm corruption, and even a bane or two that they didn't know about. That has been festering and growing inside them this entire time. Since the mother is a Garu, it seems like she's giving birth to a Metis. How the fuck is this happening? But when the thing comes out, it is a absolute nightmare of an abomination. She can't see it. He sees it as just a normal child. And now, not only is the Philodox having to be like, this kid ain't right, but now they're potentially having to deal with a packmate or a higher-up member in the Sept who's actively defending this thing. Maybe it was a plan to sow a little strife in the Sept. Once again, to put doubt on this member. He gave birth to this thing, and they're defending it.
Can I jump onto that for a second?
I mean, if you really want to.
I mean, it's CJ's turn. I don't.
I can go for it, man.
What if part of the baneness surrounding this child is it's not just making the mother think it looks normal, but women.
Okay.
Oh.
So it's all the women of the Sept see this child as perfectly fine and have this motherly instinct to protect it no matter what. So it's not just a little strife in the Sept with the mother. It has now divided the cairn in half over this thing is a monster, and what are you talking about? You're the monster. What if?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's your pitch. You just fucking kick it out if you don't like it.
Oh, yeah,
Just a
no,
thought.
fucking... Maybe make sure the Sept is a mix of Get Fenris and Black Fury, so there's even more reason for them to be at each other's throats to begin with.
Oh, Tribal War. Awesome. Fucking there's some stakes.
Perfect. Oh, that's good.
You kill baby McGillicuddy, there is a war.
McGillicuddy.
Yep.
Rocking it with the names today.
Yes, you are. Go ahead, Em. Top it off.
All right. Porter, I need 2 male names.
Miles, Larry.
Miles and Larry. Okay. Okay, so this is a Glasswalker Sept. Miles is a kinfolk doctor. And Larry is a kinfolk that is married to a guru. And the guru was having some trouble becoming impregnated via Glasswalker Sept. Miles is like, we could try this thing that the humans do called in vitro fertilization. And so he fertilizes the lady with in vitro fertilization. But turns out Miles and Larry haven't always gotten along. And Miles really wants to ruin Larry's relationship. So instead of artificially inseminating her with Larry's semen, he got semen from a guru and inseminated that way, creating the Metis child. So now we have a villain doctor.
Who put the blame?
The malpractice.
Yes, a very bad malpractice here. Inseminating a guru with guru sperm artificially to create a Metis to fuck up Larry's life.
Can I jump on that one a little bit?
If you want to, sure.
The only one that knows that is the only 3 people who know it is in vitro are Larry, the doctor,
Miles, and the wife.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing you gotta,
Yep.
That's gotta be, you gotta uncover that, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's now
They didn't share this with anybody because that's going to be looked down upon in the
Exactly. You're
Right.
using Weaver shit to what the fuck is wrong with you.
Yeah.
Just move
Exactly.
your hips. That's all you gotta do.
move your hips.
And then also, how the fuck did Miles get that sperm?
Not only that, but like
And what if Lavernica, that's her name now? What if-
Larry and
Yes, Lavernica.
What if Lavernica is like the granddaughter of the warder?
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like she's kind of like a bigger deal in the Sept.
And that's why they wanted to keep it on the down low that
Right.
they're doing in vitro fertilization, because she wants to keep the lineage going, but for some reason she's not fertile.
So
I blame Larry personally. That guy's a piece of shit.
Oh, yeah.
Smells like Cheeto dust. I don't want. What's his fucking deal?
Cheeto dust. I'm just because nobody else knows except these 3. It's all their word versus his word. So they can't
What's the
go
backstory for why
Right.
the kid's a Metis?
exactly. They
And then
can't
Lavernica's
say,
over here like, I have not slept with any other guy. Like,
right. And they can't say,
every-
well, we got in vitro. So what are they supposed to do?
Right. It makes
Yep.
Lavernica Bird look like there's a problem here. See, because her husband's named Larry.
Yeah, no, I got it.
but they're very, very hostile towards Miles, so clearly something's happening.
Oh yeah, I like that. That was for a simple basic one. That was able to turn out pretty good.
You had some fun with that.
Yeah. All right, this one is from a Gisandro. A Clieth just attempted a summoning ritual for the first time in front of the rest of the Sept. The rest joked that he should try to talk to a super powerful spirit, such as Gaia or a tribal totem. For the horror and amazement of the rest, the Clieth succeeds. And first would be CJ.
Oh, that's it?
Okay. Yeah. Not a lot to go off of, but I'd have this be... The summoning didn't actually succeed. I'm gonna go with the tribal totem, and we'll call it fucking Fenris. because this kid's a Get a Fenris in a sept with not a lot of them, so they're just joking around, not realizing how much of a fucking no-no this. The few that are get in this sept are having nothing to do with this because it's sink or swim for the kid. If he's going to try this, it's on him. As the kid's going to do the summoning, a avatar of Fenris or one of his brood shows up fucking immediately. Almost seemingly before the ritual was finished. For imparting some words of very fucking dark tidings. A job the sept has to do, or the fact the sept is about to be under siege. It's a sort of friendly warning, given the connection of some of the people in the sept and or the totem itself of the care. It's one of those things of like, it starts off with just the Theurge trying to do the summoning. It shows up, everybody's fucking stunned by how the fucking kid do this. Oh shit, it's not, it's something much worse.
I like that.
You're second.
Oh man. What if it wasn't actually a success? Like, it seems like a success at first. But instead of actually summoning the more powerful spirit, it ended up just being like a bane that came, opening up for a few more to fall in. And then there's like, oh, well, that's an issue. And they're in the sept, which is not good.
Kid fucked up in some way.
Yeah. Just a Cleath, you know? Making a mistake, like one does. Got too big for his britches.
Basically grabbed the wrong spirits that just happened to be closer.
I'm going to jump onto this one if I may. I have a different one, but I'm going to jump onto this one if I may.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's almost like a false Wendigo sort of thing. It's a fake version, right, of said spirit. Let's call it a false stag. Okay, It's masquerading as stag, convincing all in the sept that this Cleath is the chosen one. To present a following around this kid to corrupt the whole fucking lot of them. Everyone's fooled, so he thinks he's getting direct whispers from Stag, who came when he called. He's not even a Fianna, for example, right? Oof. Imagine if you think it's Luna. You think Luna herself came to your call and ranked goddamn 1. It is telling you the true way and that you're the chosen one. Now you've got all this following thinking this is the true new Messiah. This is the future of the nation. No, this is a trick. This is a trick. We're going to make you all fucking spirals eventually. Now, what do you think?
Do you have a potential other take that I could out real quick?
I mean, I got my real one.
Yeah.
But
if you want to go off that one, keep going off that one. Go for it.
It would be something completely different.
Well, yeah. Well,
let me get first. It was successful. With my example here, it was Unicorn. And Unicorn tries to kill this kid immediately.
Fucking hell, dude.
Unbeknownst to everyone here, at the kid's birth, maybe somewhere early childhood, I don't know what, but a type of bane attached itself to this kid. He's something new they never heard of. And it makes spirits crazy. Just makes them wild with fucking rage. Like, almost like a virus. I think the ultimate goal there is once they discover what it is, you make the decision to what to do about the cub. And I think the answer is you feed him to the black spirals. Or that becomes the plan of the elders. So we'll make it look like we're going to give him to the spirals, so he'll make all their totems crazy.
Oh, damn.
Diabolical.
It is. It's a little diabolical. And do you go along with the elders' plan?
Exactly.
Yeah, wow.
Do we feed this poor kid to the worm to sabotage them from the inside? Or do we, what do we do? Yeah.
That's good. Shit.
It's got to be Unicorn in the beginning, though. Just to have Unicorn go fucking psycho and try to murder a Cleath.
Right.
what the fuck?
Like the last of the tribal
Exactly.
totems you'd expect to do.
Exactly. Fucking dove shows up and tries to peck your eyes out. This is not normal.
Oh, fucking hell. Damn it.
Love it.
It's probably my favorite answer all day so far. You had an alternate take there, CJ.
Yeah, thinking about it a little bit more, and a slightly more fleshed out idea. One doing the summoning is an NPC. It is the grandson who's recently gone through his first change of like the local Silver Fang. We're gonna call him Lord for lack of a better term right now, like the big head honcho in like this group of Seps. This kid has been raised knowing, or basically believing, he is hot shit. He is Gaia's gift to the Garu. He is going to solve all of their problems, including the Silver Fang madness that they're for. Maybe he hears a slip. Maybe he overheard something. He's going to summon Luna to directly demand she cuts this shit out. As he's going to summon this, as he's, maybe building himself up an audience, the rite finishes. Everything was done right. All the omens are good. And the kid fucking vanishes. Only through dreams later on, there's dreams of this kid in his Krynos form, absolutely in terror, but frozen as a silver statue. Maybe a realm that seems strikingly like if you want to go visit the planetary incarna of Luna. And perhaps this becomes a rescue mission. As he did not summon Luna. No, Luna summoned him.
Neat.
Nice. Shit. That was a good one.
Alternatively, what if he was dead the whole time? Like a reverse Sixth Sense? Such an asshole.
Yeah, a little bit.
Spoilers. Goodness.
Oh, you know what? No spoilers. Fucking just watch that movie.
I've seen it.
First of all,
Statute of limitations.
Yeah, first of all, statute of limitations. Second of all, no one noticed that no one spoke to Bruce Willis the entirety of that movie. Bullshit.
Right.
It's weird no one has acknowledged the star even once except this 4-year-old who we know sees ghosts.
Yep. And spoilers for a 24-year-old movie?
He was making a joke. Dang.
I know, I'm just saying, I remember when I saw that movie, everyone talk about the twist. I'm like, what? There wasn't a twist. What are you guys talking about? And they're like, didn't you know that? He's like, well, yeah, of course I knew that. That's not a twist. That was a plot point. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the mom didn't think it was creepy
that
at
is the
all that
sign of a
this
good
man was
twist.
just hanging out with his 4-year-old.
Exactly. Like, who's this stranger just fucking sitting with my child?
In a tent very intimately all the time.
Right? They first met at a church. The mother's nowhere to be found. He's just, hey, I'm your doctor.
Whoa. All right, guys.
I'm exaggerating a little. It's still a good movie. But
Oh, yeah.
seriously, no one talked to the marquee star the entire time.
Yep.
It's like, I don't know, maybe just watch the movie and you already know this.
Oh, man. All right, well, there are almost 50 more from Ghost Paw alone.
That's amazing.
There's a few in there that I could probably combine, and maybe I do that next time. That I combine a few of those, so they're not so many. But that's going to be next time.
Yeah, we've got, and not right away. We'll do more often, I think, to whittle these, but I promise our next normal show will not be more of this.
There will not be a Junk Drawer Part 2. Let's call it Part 6, Part 2. Somewhere, something like that. We'll do another Junk Drawer.
Yeah, we're not done doing these. Just
We'll do another Two Wolves.
We're gonna pace them.
Yeah, we're just pacing these now because
we're gonna try.
Yeah, we let them build up a little too much this time.
Well, then it feels bad, right? Because like it's fun to do these, right? Like the tools we
absolutely.
did, where there were so many, we had to break it into 2 episodes, and it still wasn't all of them.
Right.
But then that's a month of, you know, and it's like, you don't want people to get sick of it,
So we'll do it more often, and we're just not going to do it next time.
right? Thank you for everyone for submitting.
Absolutely. Keep submitting them.
Yeah, we'll eventually get to several months later. We will.
We haven't gotten out of 2023 yet, so
And you know, if we didn't get to yours, it's either because we wanted to switch it up and not just do 2 people's questions, or we didn't like your question. It's possible too. We love you though, and we thank you for listening and supporting. And please keep doing that. By the way, if you haven't, you should go check out our Ko-Fi. It's ko-fi.com/Rage Across the Internet. That's one word. Where you can become a member and get some of our awesome, thank yous, the NPC of the Month Club, or the Postmortem series, or of course there's always Backer Hangout Night, or just do a one-time donation if that's something you want to do. If you, however, are not in a position to donate, we understand money is tight. We know the world we're living in, and we respect that. But please, share the wealth. Tell people about us. Twist your friends' arms. Get that blackmail material. Be like, I'll tell your wife about the thing unless you listen to that Rage Across the Internet. That's okay with me. Danny endorses it too.
I absolutely do.
You hear it? MCJ? That's right. See?
Wow, that's pretty good.
No, but thumbs up, share the wealth, word of mouth, good, reviews, everything, every little bit helps. And we appreciate the hell out of you. So on behalf of Mr. Daniel Tyson, MCJ, and myself, we want to thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for listening. Say take care of yourselves, take care of each other, keep your claws sharp, your head in a swivel, and stay cool. My God. This is, like so many things are, over a woman.